Yep. All right. Not this one. All right. So we're coming to you live. Actually, you see Alejandro already here.
Are we live now?
We're live. We're live.
Awesome.
Okay, perfect. So welcome day 3.
Day
Día
3.
3.
Día 3.
Día 3 del Automate Show. Una vez más, vamos a hacer esto en español, inglés.
En français aussi. Alors, si vous êtes branché avec nous, n'hésitez pas à nous envoyer un petit message en français. On va vous répondre. Si vous avez des questions ou si, laissez-moi savoir où est-ce que vous êtes connecté avec nous. Ça nous intéresse savoir. Y pues claro, para los que hablamos español, donde estén, envíenos sus mensajes. Nos gusta mucho escucharlos, saber de dónde se conectan. Cualquier pregunta vía un mensaje directo, vía LinkedIn, o pónganlo ahí en el chat.
And one other thing. So he was saying, questions or any comments that you have. If you are in the show, or if you're here today, or if you're gonna be here tomorrow, swing by for one of these t-shirts. You can get one of these t-shirts. We have them live here. So
A special edition.
Limited edition.
Yeah, limited edition.
Limited edition for Automate Show 2024.
Exactly. Yeah.
So yeah, what else? So questions. Let us know where you're logging in from.
Exactly. Yeah.
And if you missed any of the other previous days, you can watch the recordings. They're online.
We do have it online. Yeah.
And today, what are we gonna be? We're gonna be covering today, Alejandro.
Actually, before we jump into today, yesterday we have a really successful day. A lot of people coming in. A lot of connection. As I mentioned before, it's nice to talk about multiple type of technologies. As you know, Festo's portfolio is extremely big. A lot of people interested in pneumatics, others on motion control, valve terminals, mechanical systems. So we have tons of topics to discuss. Yeah. It's completely different from one person to the other.
Yeah.
Now
it's a custom conversation.
Exactly. Yeah. So now jumping into today's conversation, we have a special guest. From the didactic side.
Yep.
We're going to talk about one of our specialists too, and we also have one more guest, which is not necessarily a Festo guy.
Right.
It's somebody from outside that is going to be connected with us here.
Yeah.
So of course, remember, we are live. We are live from Automate 2024, day 3, and as you can see, people passing by. Nothing is prepared. Everything is live and right there.
Yeah.
So you want to jump into the other?
Yeah.
Let's switch.
Yeah. Let's switch over to this side over here, and we're gonna be meeting with Ted. You're gonna give him your microphone?
Yes.
Or you want me to give him mine?
No, we can one or the other. Mr. Ted, the legend.
So let's switch over to this other view. And I'm actually gonna hand Ted my microphone so he can talk here.
Yeah.
All right.
Are we good?
Yeah, we're good. So let's switch over to this other view. So now we can discuss a little bit what Ted and Alejandro have here today on the didactic.
So as we mentioned yesterday and over the days of Automate, we wanted to bring up also Ted and Festo Didactic, which is another division. We want them to be part of this conversation. So Ted is going to give us a little bit of introduction on this nice demo. We've been very busy, I guess, right?
Absolutely.
A lot of customers coming from the didactic side, like educational side. So we want to get, his view on how is the show so far and walk us through a little bit on the demo, right?
Sure, absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys. I really appreciate it. I mean, there's a lot of energy here at Automate 2024. The one thing that stands out in the forefront of my mind, in Festo, I drive the education sector of business, and I'm so excited to see education kind of every year at Automate. It just gets it's stackable. Every year it gets better and better and better.
Sure.
When you look at education, the Education Pavilion, we are actually showcasing some really cool things around robotics and risk assessment. But on Monday at 10 o'clock, as soon as the doors open, there was so many people asking questions in the Education Pavilion.
Actually, wow.
Which totally just blows my mind. It's just like, yes, this is what we want.
So you're expecting less people interested on that.
Absolutely.
And more on the industrial side. But it was actually the opposite.
It was the opposite. It was the opposite.
That's nice to hear. That's nice to hear.
So let's
Actually, a nice pavilion.
yeah. So let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here.
Yeah, please.
Right. So we brought 2 displays to the show. One of our products that we kind of want to talk a lot about would be the MPS system. I'm sorry, Downey. Let me get manufacturing production system. This is called the MPS 400. Basically, if you go into any school globally, what you're going to find there are MPS stations. It's a product that a lot of schools have. But what's new about this system? This system, when we talk about Industry 4.0, we like to crack open and really show Industry 4.0 methods to students. So what do we mean by that? I mean, as you're looking at this video here, you can clearly see that we're showcasing a lot of RFID technology, several different sensors. But the really cool thing about the system is the fact that it actually has an MES platform that sits above it all. So what is it that the students are learning? They're learning about the power of traceability first. The power of traceability, and then not just how to troubleshoot AC, DC, and PLC, but they're actually learning how to look at the overall manufacturing platform.
That's actually pretty cool.
So how many parts are going in? How many parts are going out? They learn all of that, not just how to bring out their multimeter and check for voltage.
You got like a sorting operation here?
Absolutely. So basically how we start off the system, I'm going to kind of just take it through the process so you can actually see it work, right? So basically what we're going to do is create an order. So I'm going to run an MPS product with a black cap. I'm going to push start. That part will now be processed. Notice that inside of that part, there's an RFID chip. That makes the part the smartest guy at the party, because we are constantly reading and writing to the RFID chip. We'll now put a cap on it, which we requested a black cap.
Okay.
Now we go back again and read the RFID to check it's sorted.
That's
now
really
the UPS truck or FedEx is ready to pick it up and take it to the customer.
That's a real replica of a real system.
Yes, of a manufacturing
cool.
facility. Absolutely.
And you know what? Come over here. You know what I'm interested in is the amount of cables, connections, different devices, all the combination between pneumatics, different technologies, RFID, which is super, super interesting. Different type of sensors. I noticed we have laser sensors, positioning sensors, pretty much everything that you need to learn is here.
It's all here.
Right?
Absolutely.
But also, as we mentioned before, Ted, we always talk about how agnostic we want to be.
That's it.
And I think that is a key on this trade show.
Right.
That we're demonstrating that Festo is not only Festo. Festo is also with all the partners and people that we work with. So in this case, I noticed nice PLCs from Siemens. So do you see that is an attractive portion for the educational side, and why we do it that way?
Absolutely. When we talk about education, we think at Festo it's so important that students learn how to play with everyone's technology.
Of course.
Their job placement, they're never going to be afraid because they've gotten the chance to play with Siemens, Rockwell, IFM. We are brand agnostic. I think these days,
which is interesting, yeah.
I think these days, the market domination, no one company can do it. It's about partnerships.
Exactly, yeah.
And this system speaks to the overall systems approach.
Yeah.
So
I think that's an important point for students, I guess, because now they see that in the industry, when you go to the college and the schools and you learn things, when you get to the industry, you're not going to see only one brand. You're going to see multiple brands, multiple protocols, multiple type of technologies.
Absolutely.
And you need to know, probably you're not going to be an expert,
right?
But you might know a little bit of everything. So that tells you, okay, I know about laser sensors. I know about RFID. What is an RFID? How can I program an RFID?
Absolutely.
What is NFC? Right?
Absolutely.
What is it? Why do we need to have these Turk IO modules instead of somebody else's brand?
That's right.
So knowing those capabilities and features, I think that's a key point. And I think this demo is great for that.
can I borrow your microphone for a second?
Yeah.
But one of the comments that I had is, I remember when I was in school, we would have these same stations, you know, the MPS stations. And something that was very interesting is Alejandro mentioned that you have a lot of cables here. One of my professors used to, before class, switch over things, right?
Yes.
And now you got to learn how to troubleshoot.
That's
Okay,
right.
let's run the station. Why is it not working?
Right.
And now you got to learn the steps. Okay, is it communicating over Ethernet? Can you ping the device?
That's
Open command
right.
prompt. How do you ping it? You know, if you switch these tubes, something different is going to happen. It's not going to go through.
That's
Standard troubleshooting.
That's
What I
right.
love about that situation is when I enter the workforce,
Mhm.
I already had an idea of what to check.
right.
You know, it's not like they tell me a relay and I don't know, like I don't even know how it looks like.
Yes.
You know? And that could happen. I was telling earlier, someone that was in the booth, I was telling them, if you're a student and if you have one of these stations in your school, consider yourself very lucky.
Very, very,
Very,
much
very
so.
lucky.
Yes.
Unfortunately, maybe not every single school has it, but
Right.
they should.
That's right.
They should, because with this, you enter the workforce and you can hit the ground running.
The ground running.
It's not like, oh, what is this? What happens if I switch these wires?
Right.
You know, it's,
Right. You know, one other nice feature, something that I'm really excited about, when it comes to augmented reality, we have these AR targets here, and really a lot of schools use these for troubleshooting. You know, many years ago, when it came to troubleshooting, we would use our multimeter first, you might say. With AR targets, it's almost like you're taking an Ethernet cable and plugging it into a human being, you might say.
right.
Because now what happens is that AR target aligns you with the electrical schematics, wiring diagrams,
Yeah.
so you don't have to go running around trying to find the schematics. So some people say that AR is a way of cheating, but these targets take them to the documentation and help with the troubleshooting.
I would
on
say
the spot.
I wouldn't say cheating. I know people say cheating. I would say enhancing.
Enhance.
Right? Enhancing, because you are giving humans the tools. And a lot of people, when they see automation, they're like, oh, it's going to take away my job. No, it's going to make your job easier.
That's
right?
it.
It's going to make your job, you're enhancing, you're getting additional tools.
Yes,
I love that.
Absolutely.
So show us what's going on there. Well, it's kind of busy right now, but maybe you can give us an explanation. I'm going to explanation from here.
Sure, we can do it from here. Basically, what we have here is a collaborative robot. And the collaborative robot is designed to really showcase artificial intelligence using image processing. So you have a 3D camera there. And if you put your hand right underneath the camera, the robot is constantly taking snapshots of your hand. And the robot will follow your hand. So we know when it comes to artificial intelligence that it's important that it solves a problem. You don't just play with AI. So we are basically showing with a collaborative application that the robot should be able to give a sharp knife to a student, a sharp knife to a human being, and put it right in their hand.
So here you can see the camera stream. And basically what you're saying, and let me know going below here, what you're saying is if I put my hand here, actually it detects my hand. That's what you're saying, right? Like it'll show my hand is present in the field of view of the camera up here.
That's right. So it's constantly taking snapshots of your hand, and those coordinates are aligned with the robot. So as it picks a piece of candy, it'll follow your hand and actually place it. We also have a end of arm tooling that is collaborative. So no sharp edges, and the beauty of that is that as it's taking pictures of whatever part types are here, this gripper can grab round, square, or prismatic. Doesn't matter, because the bladder opens up and closes that way, allowing it to grab any shape.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So how does it work? Just can we see it in action? Yeah.
So we need to reset it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. We can see it later.
Yeah.
Where's the other camera? I wonder. It's over there. So why don't we step over there and have a look? Ted, thank you so much, man.
You're welcome.
You're great as always.
All right.
Great as
Thanks
always.
so much, guys.
Anyone looking for educational, content, educational tips, connect with this guy. He's awesome. I love talking to him. He's full of knowledge. So thanks, Ted, again, and we'll talk to you later. let's switch over to the other view, and I'm gonna walk over and switch to that other board. And now let's see what we have here. So let me see. Let me try to fix this here on the
Where are we
fly.
at? So remember, we are at the Automate Show live directly from the Festo booth 4050, McCormick Place in Chicago. Live, of course, with live problems and live situations, but we're good. We just spoke with Ted. He explained us all the educational. Now we're going to jump into Mr. Eric. So, Mr. Eric,
¿Listo?
estamos listos.
¿Estamos
A ver.
listos? Ok, hola, soy Eric. Un placer de estar con ustedes aquí en Automate. Me pidieron que hablara en español al principio, entonces digo hola, pero voy a cambiar al inglés para decirles algo del CPX APA.
Un comercial. Eric me sorprende porque habla muy buen español. Siempre, a veces hasta hago juntas con él en español. Y estamos hablando español ahorita porque tenemos audiencia de Latinoamérica, de México, de España. Y por eso mismo hablamos español, English y francés también. Entonces, vamos a hacer un switch y vamos a cambiar a otro view. So let's switch over. And we're gonna take a look at what Eric has here.
Okay, cool. We're
So,
good.
Eric, as we discussed before, we're going to talk about a little bit about CPX API, the new technology. So let's walk us through in a really quick presentation on what we have here.
Okay, great. Everybody who's running a machine is going to have sensors, actuators that they need to tie back to their PLC. And we need a place to connect all those inputs, outputs, and pneumatic valves. So we can do that with something like this. CPX APA is a system for connecting all of your inputs, your outputs, your pneumatic valves to your industrial Ethernet network, and therefore back to your PLC. Every one of these terminals is going to have a bus interface somewhere on it. That's going to connect to your industrial Ethernet network. In this case, it's Ethernet IP or Modbus. It could be EtherCAT or Profinet too. Then in addition to that, on the terminal, we're going to have these different modules for our inputs and our outputs. It could be digital, analog, I/O link to support third-party devices. And then at some point, we may have a pneumatic interface to go to our pneumatic valves. And this supports a number of different families, including the new valve series VTUX, which is extremely light and compact, is packed full of functionality, all in a very cost-effective and attractive package.
Okay, Eric, so I believe this is another extension. I wasn't sure how this is actually connected. Can you walk us through what is
Okay.
this and how it connects together?
So one
And
of
what
the
is
things,
actually the good advantage of this compared to the classic?
let's say in an application that you don't need any I/O on here. You don't need any I/O link. You don't need any inputs or outputs.
Okay.
You just need to put some pneumatic valves somewhere on your machine, somewhere with your industrial Ethernet network. This is basically the same thing, but we can put these valves anywhere on the machine and connect to our industrial Ethernet network.
But these connects where in this? Like you extend
Now-
them from here?
There's one option that we can do. If you say you have some more pneumatic valves, this has got some
Mhm.
valves on it, and you want to add some valves a little bit closer to your
Somewhere
cylinders,
else, yeah.
we can extend this whole system through this one bus
Okay.
interface just
Okay.
by connecting this little M8 connector here over to this M8 connector here.
So that means the whole node for the higher level PLC, we'll see only one rack,
That's
but
right.
it's actually extended.
It looks like one intelligent system, but we can spread this stuff
Okay,
around.
okay, cool.
Okay, so here everything's on one terminal. Sweet. We're going to put this somewhere on our machine. We're going to connect everything. But now we say, you know what? What if we take all those modules and we break them apart? We break them apart. We want to spread them out around the machine. Then we get into this system here. Same basic functionality, but now all of our I/O and our valves are on separate modules. This is our bus interface up top. This is what's connecting everything down below to our PLC. We even have a PLC here connected to this via an Ethernet IP cable. Then these gray and black cables are going behind the board and connecting to an 8 digital input module, a valve manifold, MPAL, more valve manifolds down here, and an IO link master here. So the same type of functionality that we just saw on that other terminal, but now completely decentralized, spread out around the machine. The thing is, you put the IO and the valves where you need them on your machine. Spread them around, do what's best for your machine, and we got you covered.
Okay,
I mean,
cool.
that's what it comes down to. We got you covered.
Awesome. That was a really cool explanation.
Awesome.
So, as you know, we mentioned earlier, actually, Eric, thank you so much.
But my pleasure.
Muchísimas gracias.
De nada.
Sigues practicando, está
Siempre.
bueno en español.
Okay, está bien, gracias.
So remember, we're live from Automate 2024, Festo booth 4050. So we have a special guest, as I mentioned before. So we're gonna switch over to the other camera and let's have a chat there. So now we're located in the ABB side, Festo ABB side, right? Remember, yesterday we discussed about how ABB and Festo connects from the control side, Festo drives, multi-protocol, but also ABB connecting with our drives, motion control, and so on. So today we have a special guest, Mr. Chris, who is going to give us a quick introduction.
Yeah, hey.
Who is Chris actually?
Hey, I'm Chris Keller. I'm not going to go into a different language like you guys. Sorry, I'll spare you guys that.
You speak a language that I don't speak
Oh,
anyway,
okay.
so.
So, yeah, I produce Automation Under 3 videos. If you guys have seen those, a lot of Festo videos in there, so check those out.
Actually, pretty cool videos, by the way.
Oh, well, thank you.
He helps
Yeah.
a lot other customers too.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, I try to have some fun, show how to set up different Festo products, different products all together.
You're like the Festo ambassador.
Oh, I love it. So I'm addicted to Festo. I want to take this moment to tell the world I'm addicted to Festo. I came here to the booth. I saw it. I experienced it. And beyond that, I got the T-shirt.
You got the special edition T-shirt. This is a special edition. So you came because you saw the post that we did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. We're going to switch to the other camera.
Yeah.
Because Chris is going to tell us something about his company and how he is connected between Festo and this demo here.
Absolutely. So I cover a lot of the motion control products for my company, which is High Tech Automation. We also carry the world's #1 Scara robot, which is Epson Robots.
Mm-hmm.
And beyond that, we actually carry ABB. So one of the coolest things that Festo can offer is that they actually have a plugin for ABB collaborative robots. So in-house, we actually have a Swifty 1300 robot. It's going to be plugged in to a 9-foot Festo actuator. So if you're in the Utah territory in August, come see us. We'll have it hooked up. They'll be ready to rock and roll. And you know what? We'll have Alejandro go into like maybe more of the details on the plugin itself.
Yeah, exactly. So remember, yesterday we discussed about how ABB and Festo connects. We explained a little bit about the plugin.
Yeah.
We explained how Festo is capable to interface directly with ABB. We work with the guys up in Canada to develop the interface on a JavaScript. We actually showed that yesterday. If you didn't look at the video from yesterday, you can watch it on LinkedIn. So one of the things that we developed, and actually Chris was very interested about it, is how the plugin is so simple to drive the robot from the robot to the axis.
Yeah.
So Sandro, if you want to come over here, this is actually what we showed yesterday, but I wanted to get another shot for those that were not connected,
Well,
like you.
Yeah, think about it. I mean, how many times have you been involved in a robotics project and you have to add a 7th axis?
Yeah.
Like, how difficult can that be?
Mhm.
I mean, it's awesome that Festo kind of took the difficulty out of it, made it into a plug-in form, and made it so quick and simple to set up.
Yeah, and actually one of the things that I found, and I wasn't aware of that, is ABB is super capable on multiple field buses. As I mentioned to you earlier, we communicate on Ethernet IP, but also we can talk on Profinet and other protocols, which is nice because in some cases, some machine, like maybe your customers will say, you know what, I don't want Ethernet IP, I want Profinet.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good thing to know. Now, Chris, what is the first thing you saw when you, let me actually open the software. What is the first thing that you came into your mind when you saw this? Let's open it up. For the audience connected, we are live from Automate 2024, booth 4050. There you go. So what is the first thing that you saw when you or the first thing that you thought when you saw this?
Drag and drop.
Drag and drop. That's a cool feature. So the drag and drop feature of this, actually, this is called Wizard. For those who are not familiar with ABB, I mean, you know more about ABB than I do. But what is interesting about this is the Wizard is extremely simple to use, and it gets you the drag and drop functions, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's super simple. The collaborative robots are awesome with ABB. That's, to me, one of their strong suits, right? So it makes the customer that's not comfortable with robotics or may not have a lot of experience with robotics, it makes them feel comfortable. It gives you that drag and drop kind of tablet feel to the robot.
Which are they super used to already?
Yeah.
With other things.
Just makes you comfortable. It just makes you feel like, yeah, I can do this. I'm not overwhelmed with having to try to do some C++ code or even just some point-to-point code that may look intimidating.
Okay, cool. So we're going to pause on there. We're going to switch cameras or no? Are we switching camera? No, we're staying here. We're staying here. Because I'm going to actually continue the program because I was just trying to show you the program here. I'm going to run it. Chris, thank you so much.
Thanks.
And remember, if you're in around here, you can get this T-shirt. It's limited.
I'm excited
edition.
about this.
Yeah, actually, we gave some away earlier. We gave some away earlier to those who are using already Festo components in the show. Send us a text message on the chat. Give us your location in Automate. If you want to get one of these T-shirts, send us where is your location, what kind of product you're using from Festo, and then we will go there and give you one for free. Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, guys.
All right. What else do we have today? I think we covered a lot of things today, actually. Sandro, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I think that that was great. I mean, it was a lot of things. It was a lot of things, and I'm really intrigued. I'm not an ABB expert, but now that I saw this, I'm like, I wanna check it out. And the good thing is that we're collaborating with ABB, so probably I'll get some time, maybe tomorrow or sometime during the show, to spend a little bit of time with Alejandro so he can show me the teach pendant and whatnot. And yeah, but overall, so let's switch over. Let's switch over to that other camera, and just to say, I guess
we're gonna say bye-bye for now.
Bye for now.
We already covered a few topics today. It was actually nice to see those kind of comments we got today. It's always interesting to hear other people's view, because at the end of the day, we want to collaborate with others. Right?
I guess we're gonna have to switch to this camera. There we go. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So we were having some issues there. Yeah, there we go. More of a selfie style kind of camera. Where is it? There you go. So yeah, thank you very much for. How do you turn this thing? There you go.
Yeah. Right there.
Thank you very much for spending some time with us today. Leave us a comment there if you need to know or if you want to know more about something in
Any
particular.
Specific topic.
Y de nuevo, mañana es el último día de Automate. Tomorrow is the last day at Automate, and we'll be happy to tell you anything else that you want to see.
I mean, if you see a topic that you want to get a little bit deeper, that will be nice, because we have a lot of experts in our booth. For your information, our booth up to probably 11 a.m. was super packed.
Oh, yeah.
So we were really having, as I mentioned, a lot of conversation, which is cool. Tomorrow, we're going to have another conversation with other experts. We're going to cover other topics. What else we have?
Booth 4050. 4050.
Booth 4050.
Booth number 4050.
Remember, if you're around, you want to come over, we'll give you a T-shirt, special edition.
Yep.
Electric Automation Festo, and I think that's it for today.
All right.
Remember, comment where you're connected from, and that's it for now.
Right? We're gonna end it up here, and leave us a comment. Talk to you later.
We're gonna
see
stay
you
live on the camera, I think.
No, we're cutting it.
We're cutting it?
Yeah. All right.
All right, cool. Bye guys.